Map, reduce, and Foreach. The map function allows you to iterate through an array and create a new array with a different structure. It takes a function, so here we're going to use an anonymous function. In this example, we have an array with the numbers 1, 4, 9, and 16. Now let's use map on the array. In this function, x represents each number in the array, and we're multiplying each number by 2. So let's console log it and let's see what we get into the console. And as you can see, we get a new array of numbers where each number was multiplied by the number 2. In return, we get 2, 8, 18, and 32 back. Next, we have reduce. Reduce is an array method that iterates through the array until you get a final value. Let's break this down. Reduce takes a function, so we also have an anonymous function. Alright, now let's start with the initial value. This value is going to be the value the function starts off with. So right now we are at the previous value of 0. If you change the initial value to 5, then the previous value will start off at 5. However, if you do not put an initial value, then the previous value will be the first value of the array. So make sure you set an initial value. Now the current value is going to be the first value in the array. After every iteration, the current value moves up from left to right. Now if we were to run the first iteration, the current value would be 1, and the second iteration it would be 2, and so on and so forth until we reach the end and get the final result. So in this function, we're trying to find the sum of all the numbers in the array. If we run it, the previous value, which is currently 0, because the initial value was 0, will be added to the current value, which is 1. On the second iteration, the previous value will now be 1, and the current value will be 2, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. So on the next iteration, the previous value will be 3, and the current value would be 3, and 3 plus 3 equals 6. Lastly, on the final iteration, the previous value will be 6, and the current value will be 4, and 6 plus 4 equals 10. And if we check the console, we should have 10. Finally, we have Foreach. Foreach is basically a simple way to loop through an array, kind of like a for loop. It takes the callback function, so here we're also using an anonymous function. In the array, we have A, B, and C. X represents each element as it iterates through the array. And when we console log it, we can see each element is printed. Those are the top 3 JavaScript array methods, and I hope you guys learned something new. With that being said, coding banded out. Peace.